gabi, sports fans. This is Tibay at Tatag. Mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and of course brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025. I'm Boom Gonzalez. Paulo Del Rosario is here tonight.
Thank you so much, Boom. Great to be with you again. Of course, great to be with everyone here. Now, if you want to know everything that's happened with Team Philippines at the Southeast Asian Games today, you've come to the right place because we have it all. Scores, highlights, interviews, and features telling the stories of our athletes who are playing for flag and country.
That's not all. We also have a chance to talk to our correspondents who are closely following the action in Thailand to give us updates about our athletes.
And we have two of them coming in later on in the show to join us later, so watch out for that.
All right, for our first update, here is where the Philippines stand in the medal tally. Host nation Thailand still dominating with 141 golds, 86 silvers, 55 bronzes for a total of 282 medals.
Indonesia is still at second with 52 gold, 63 silvers, 59 bronzes for a total of 174 medals. Now, still at the third spot is Vietnam, 37 golds, 39 silvers, and 67 bronzes for a total of 143.
Right, at fourth spot is Singapore with 28 golds and a total of 95 medals. And good news sa ating mga kababayan, because the Philippines has taken back the fifth spot from Malaysia, currently at 23 golds, 34 silvers, and 77 bronzes for a total of 134 medals. That's a slight advantage over Malaysia's 23 golds, 26 silvers, and 79 bronzes with 128 medals in total. And of course, here's hoping we can maintain this trajectory and hopefully get close to our target medals by Saturday.
Yes, you know, alam mo, Boom, we were talking about this a while ago. Yung goal natin for the Southeast Asian Games is to finish in the top 4. And not yet there, pero within reach. Just a few gold medals away from Singapore in particular.
If it's not finishing in the top 4, at the very least from a numerical standpoint, either ang gusto nila, di ba, ma-equal the medal tally, the gold medal tally from a couple of years ago, or surpass, which is like the 60 mark sana.
Tama.
So numerically, yan ang ating target. 1 week to go, so let's see. One of the country's top medal hopes is our Gilas Pilipinas men's basketball team. And they remain undefeated after 2 games and are headed to the semifinals. But, whew, it did not come easy for them.
Not at all.
As this hastily formed iteration of Gilas faced a big test against Vietnam and had to endure some anxious moments, you're telling me, before rallying for another victory. Now, despite being down by as much as 14 points in the first half, the Philippines responded with a strong second half to turn back the Vietnamese squad 78-67 to grab their second straight victory and remain on top of Group A, booking a spot in the semifinals in the process. Gilas Pilipinas outscored Vietnam 17-7 in that final quarter, with Robert Berto Bolick knocking down a clutch 3 from beyond the arc to secure the victory for the country. They will return to action on Thursday and could possibly face Vietnam once again for a spot in the gold medal game, Paolo.
Grabe, you know, Boom, that matchup, it's just a reminder to everyone na humahabol na talaga ang region ng Southeast Asia sa basketball.
For sure. And that's why yung talent level that used to be, well, mataas pa rin. Obviously, when you look at them individually, Paolo, mataas pa rin talaga yung talent level natin. But yun na nga, some of these teams prepare for us now.
Yes.
So, as we try to assemble teams late in the game, they try to get themselves going for years just to try to beat
They're ready to take us on. But of course, for Gilas Pilipinas, it was another day, another set of heroes for the team as different players stepped up offensively in their comeback win over Vietnam earlier today. Yesterday, it was Ray Parks who led the team in scoring against Malaysia. Today, a last-minute addition, big man JP Poy Eram gave Gilas Pilipinas a boost on offense with 15 points, 5 rebounds, and also had 2 steals. Not bad for someone who was initially, or rather who initially decided to retire from the national team duties back in 2023. Matthew Wright added 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And Berto Babes Bolick finished with 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, including some clutch triples to lift the Philippines to win number 2 and a spot in the semifinals.
I like that somehow he was kind of deferring, and then eventually got himself going in that crucial fourth quarter to seal the win. Now, aside from our Gilas Pilipinas men's team, another victorious Filipino athlete today is Alex Ayala, who finally made her debut at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. And her first appearance was well worth the wait, with 2 wins in her first 2 matches in the women's singles and mixed doubles. Now, 6 days after carrying the Philippine flag during the opening ceremonies of the 33rd SEA Games, the top-seeded Ayala stepped into the tennis courts and defeated Malaysia's Shihomi Lishuan Leong in straight sets, 6-3, 6-1 in women's single action. Then later in the day, the world number 52 teamed up with Nino Alcantara in the mixed doubles event to defeat Singapore's pair of Daniel Abadia and Wei Chu, 6-4, 6-3. Incidentally, Daniel is the son of Adelo Abadia, former Philippine team player in the Davis Cup, who moved to Singapore a decade ago. Ayala's victories today assured the 20-year-old of at least bronze medals in both events, which she hopes to surpass to get a chance to fight for her first ever SEA Games gold. Now, with her 2 wins today, our rising tennis star Alex Ayala has already assured herself of 2 bronze medals, as we mentioned, which we talked about earlier. But here to tell us more about Alex and the rest of our tennis team, our tennis players, we have one of our correspondents, Denise Tan. Denise, welcome back. Denise, I think, I don't know, we can't hear you if you are on mute, or is that on our side?
I was on mute. I apologize.
Okay, there you go. Perfect.
Good evening. Good evening, Boom and Paolo. It's just like you read my mind, because everything that I was gonna tell you guys, you basically said it. But for those who just tuned in, again, Alex Ayala made some big moves today in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. In the women's singles quarterfinals, Ayala dominated against Malaysia's Shihomi Leong, cruising to a 6-3, 6-1 victory to advance to the semifinals. And again, with that win, she is now assured of at least a bronze medal, and she is still in the hunt for the gold. Now, she wasn't done yet with her action for the day, and Ayala teamed up with veteran Francis Casey Nino Alcantara in the mixed doubles quarterfinals. The pairing showed excellent chemistry, as they were also the dynamic duo that won bronze in the last edition of the Asian Games. They defeated Singapore's Wei Chu and Daniel Abadia in straight sets, 6-4, 6-3, to move into the semifinals and secure another medal for the Philippines. So yes, it was a memorable day for Philippine tennis, with Ayala not only advancing in the singles event, but also helping secure a medal alongside Alcantara in the mixed doubles. Ayala is scheduled to return to action tomorrow and face Thailand's Tasapon Naklo at 12 noon Philippine time for the singles event, while her mixed doubles event with Alcantara is set to be played this Wednesday, December 17, and that will be against Pawitsorn Laksup and Chip Chande of Thailand. Boom and Paolo.
Denise, did you get a chance to talk to Alex after her matches just to assess how she felt about how she performed in her first day in action?
Well, I am not going to call it an assessment, Paolo, because I was actually talking to her father, Mike, early on. Even before the match started, they really wanted to focus on completing the 2 events first before she actually faced our friends from the media. But she did give her first thoughts. It was more of acknowledging the crowd, acknowledging the Filipino fans who were there to support her. She was locked in. After, though, I got to talk to her and to Nino Alcantara, and they were talking about their connection. Sabi ni Alex, she's very comfortable playing with Nino. Sabi niya, masarap maglaro yung hindi ka natatakot magkamali. And then si Nino naman was also talking about how it was so easy for them to just talk to each other, signal each other, and have that game plan kahit na, alam mo yon, hindi na kailangan ng masyadong mahabang usapan, because they are very familiar with each other.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much for a very comprehensive report on Alex Ayala and the rest of our tennis team. We're looking forward to get more medals from that beautiful sport of tennis that is definitely growing in attention here in the Philippines.
Yes, that's true. And that was one of our correspondents, Denise Tan, telling us more about Alex Ayala and the rest of our tennis players as they head into high-stakes matches in different events in the upcoming days.
Now, one team that was hoping to finish at the podium in the Southeast Asian Games is our Alas Pilipinas women's volleyball team. I had the privilege of covering that, and unfortunately, the medal drought continues for the Philippines after that heartbreaking loss this afternoon. Alas Pilipinas fell to Indonesia in 4 close sets, 26-28, 25-13, and then 28-30, and then 24-26 in that battle for the bronze to miss out on a podium finish, extending the country's medal drought at the event 20 years, Paolo.
And you know what? The Philippines narrowly dropped the opening set and then took set 2 in dominant fashion, but faltered late in the third and fourth to finish 4th in the tournament. Again, as we mentioned a while ago, the Philippines last claimed a medal in women's volleyball back in 2005 when the Philippines hosted it and the national team won the bronze. Despite the loss, it was still a valiant effort for our Las Pilipinas women's team. And, you know, our team was actually able to catch up with team captain Gia Morado de Guzman and Ea Laure about their thoughts on their campaign.
Not yet. This is only our second year together. Kung makita natin yung results of having a long-term program, matagal pa yung pagdadaanan namin. Yung kailangan lang mangyari is magtuloy-tuloy talaga. And we could see naman the past 2 years, although we did get 6 medals, ganito kami ngayon kasi binuhos talaga namin lahat ng may bubuhos namin. Parang kung magkulang man, as in sabi namin today, manalo man matalo, basta lahat maiwan namin sa court. Doon namin malalaman kung nasa ang level na kami as a team, na hindi kami nanguhula sa kung ano yung direction na pinupuntahan namin, na alam namin steps to papunta doon. So, sobrang proud ko kasi cohesiveness, skill-wise, and yung pag-stick namin sa sistema, yun yung pinaka-in-improve namin going into the SEA Games despite having very little to no preparation talaga.
Kumbaga, nandun talaga yung pagiging hungry ng bawat isa, lalo na sa mga bata, na syempre, nandun yung willingness na makinig sa kung ano yung na-experience ate. I think dahil, syempre nakikita natin sila kung gaano sila kagaling sa UAAP, sa PBL, pero alam mo yung feeling na, pinapakinggan ka pa rin nila. Na willing pa rin silang makinig kahit na mas magaling sila sa'yo. Alam mo po yun. I think yun yung isang bagay na importante sa mga next generation, yung hindi sila tumigil na matuto at mag-absorb ng mga bagong learnings. Sorry.
That was Gia Morado de Guzman and Ea Laure, and I think Boom,
Tough to
very
watch.
emotional.
Yeah.
Very emotional. And I think it's fair to say that, alam mo, it was so close yet so far for this group.
That's tough to watch. And
Yeah.
as you know, Paolo, being in this world too, it's tough to anchor a game, and
Tama.
then the result was like that. And we have 9 newcomers in that team. The reason why Ea and Gia are probably the most emotional in terms of the interviews that you're going to see post-match is that marami silang pinanguhugutan na sakit against that specific team, against that specific player in Megawati from Indonesia, especially the SEA Games that was held here in 2019, where we had match point for a bronze.
Yes, I remember that.
And, right? And we lost that because of Megawati with 4 straight points. Gio was in that team, Ea was in that team. It was so close then. We were close again now, and that's why they're incredibly emotional. We feel for
100%.
them, but we're immensely proud of not just the 2 girls, but everybody else who made up Alas, not only this iteration, but the rest of Alas Pilipinas in general. Moving forward, we can't wait to see how the team and the players will get better when they return to the SEA Games and hopefully end our drought and get that elusive medal. But that's not all, sports fans. Our coverage of Team Philippines continues when we return here on Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas sa Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025.
So 12.467, not as high as her first, but she is current. Already know a lot, but you know the little intricacies, the little how you can play with the rules to
The .01s.
Yes.
I
Those-
like the smoothness of the moves
Yeah.
of
She's the only one actually who does that 3 series that gets her a series bonus. It's 3 moves connected to each other. Yep.
That was what Joy Valentine.
Well, of course, that's what we hoped for today, that everyone gets to move a little more comfortable than yesterday. And we saw that naman, everyone was starting to move more loose, and we were able to communicate a lot more better than we did yesterday. So we're going to be riding on this momentum up to the results. I think yesterday, our goal for the team was really to just build a system in the system. It's just Thailand put a lot of pressure on us. They never let up because they gave us that much respect also. Alam nila kasi if they give us any type of momentum, we will take advantage of that. And today, it's the same goal. Just stick to the system, try to get more momentum and get more connections going on. And we got that naman today. Yes, we were a lot more comfortable talaga, but not because we were complacent about our opponent. We wanted to give the same respect to Singapore because we know that they were doing their best to prepare also for us, and they're not just anything, they're also their national team. It's not just you playing in your own sport, it's the Philippines playing as a whole delegation. So nakakatuwa na the other sports come over to support us because this is a very important game. We had to win this game to move up into the semifinals. And hopefully we do get the time to support them as well.
It's an extra challenge on the water, and Filipinos are diving into extreme water ski ready to make waves. Team Philippines hit Rabbit Lake in Thailand, showing skill in slalom ski, wakeboard, and the newest SEA Games event, wake surf. The Philippines clinched a bronze in both wakeboard
Watching Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates. Powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025.
Our Alas Pilipinas women's indoor volleyball team may have wrapped up their SEA Games campaign, but we still have plenty of athletes who are still fighting for medals.
From indoor volleyball, we now go to the sand courts in Jomtien Beach in Chonburi. Where our Las Pilipinas women's beach volleyball team remains on the hunt for gold. For the first time ever, the Philippines is headed to the final of women's beach volleyball at the SEA Games after sweeping their first 4 matches, including a gritty victory over Vietnam earlier today. The pair of Cici Rondina, Bernadette Pons first took down the Vietnamese tandem of Tibay and Hong Ha Mai in 3 sets, 21-18, 15-21, and then 15-10. And then after that, the duo of Sunny Villapando and Dij Rodriguez completed the victory after overcoming Ngoc Lanchao and Leti Tuong Vinyin, also in 3 sets. 22-20, 19-21, 15-10 to assure the country of its best ever finish at the event. Good news naman tayo.
Oh, good news tayo.
Yeah,
And can I just say, I'm so happy for Cici and Bernadette Pons in particular. Kasi grabe yung career nila in beach volleyball. It feels like they have been building up to moments like this and finally having the best ever finish at SEA Games.
They're building up some major abs too.
Oh nga, grabe!
While they're at it, every time you see pictures and videos of them, they look like AI. But on a serious note, I was talking to Cici Rondina the day before she left for Thailand. I said, oh no, what are we looking at here? What's the competition like? What are we looking at SEA Games? And she goes, gold.
Ayun.
And
The confidence is there. Grabe.
Confident. So that's what we're hoping for.
100%, and hopefully good luck to our girls there in beach volleyball. Now, over in football, unfortunate news here because the Philippine men's under-22 team also battled Vietnam in a high-stakes clash earlier today. But unfortunately, they fell short of a victory. The Philippines suffered a 2-0 defeat rather at the hands of the Vietnamese counterparts in the semifinal match at the Rajamangala Stadium, thanks to a pair of late goals. Now the match seemed to be headed for extra time when Vietnam found the back of the net on a header by Le Van Thuan on the 88th minute. Nguyen Tan Nhan then scored a few minutes later in stoppage time to seal the victory for Vietnam. Unfortunately, though, the Philippines still has a chance to come home with a medal rather when they play the bronze medal match on Thursday. Now, that's unfortunate as well for the Philippines. I was watching that.
Yeah, so tell me, what
Yeah.
happened, especially for those who were not able to watch that match?
Yeah, so in the 88th minute, what happened was the Philippines unfortunately conceded a header at the near post of the keeper. So that practically means that it was a goal that personally it came from almost nowhere. And you could see yung reaction ng Pilipinas. They were on the ground. They were devastated because they were battling for 88 minutes
the whole
long.
time, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things. Kung sa basketball yan, you defended well for 23 seconds and sa 24th, nakashoot pa rin sila.
Right.
So
Parang
that's
yun nangyari
exactly...
din sa, in a way, parang yun nangyari din sa Alas na we were
Yes.
like competing till 27, 26, and then we lose at the 28th.
Yes, so, unfortunately, that's the case. But the nice thing is that yun nga, they can still end up with a win. They have on Thursday, same venue, will be fighting for a bronze medal, which would also be the best ever finish. Of the men's football.
Okay, so this is how we love it. Sports and the roller coaster.
Yes.
Right, the good and the bad. All right, here we go. Football. How about some good news? Some
Thank you.
weightlifting news, where the Philippines clinched its first gold at the sport in Thailand, courtesy of Olympian Elreen Ando. Ando ruled the women's 63-kilogram division to nab the gold medal as she lifted a total of 225 kilograms, including 98 kilograms in the snatch and 127 kilograms in the clean and jerk. The 27-year-old Cebu native who competed at the Tokyo and Paris Olympics took home her second SEA Games gold after topping the women's kilogram category in Cambodia 2 years ago.
I am so happy for Elreen Ando, and hopefully we can see her succeed even more and use it as a springboard for the rest of the year. What a confident performance there for Elreen Ando. Now, aside from our two-time Olympian, Elreen Ando, we have a lot of other Filipino athletes who took home medals across different disciplines. Here are just some of them. Join the list of our gold medalists are Jones Llabares in men's wushu, the Philippine judo team, and Naomi Cesar in the women's 800-meter event, as well as Hussein Lorana in the men's 800-meter event.
Now, meanwhile, the shooting team led by Richard Gomez, sounds familiar, right?
Oh, yeah.
Took home the silver medal in the sporting clay event, while Janry Ubas finished second in the men's long jump event. Miranda Renner also added another medal for our swimmers. We'll make that Miranda Renner, winning the silver in the women's 50-meter butterfly event. Now, some of the medalists we mentioned earlier are track and field athletes who added to the country's medal haul. The Philippines has had a lot of success in athletics so far.
Tama yan, Boom. And of course, we have more athletes who are ready to compete in different athletic events in the coming days, including tomorrow. A lot more about that. And to share more about Team Philippines in athletics, we'll have a chance to talk to one of our correspondents, Bea Escudero. Bea, what were some of the highlights we've seen today from the athletes that you covered in athletics?
Hi, Boom and Pao. Well, you know what? I can't choose because it was such an eventful day in athletics here at the 33rd SEA Games as Team Philippines delivered podium finishes in 7 out of the 10 events. Yep, we begin, of course, with the gold medal performances that you guys just mentioned. The 800-meter final showcased a new wave of young Filipino athletes, surprising many with their composure and their confidence on the international stage. In the men's 800 meters, Hussein Loranya stayed patient and in control. He unleashed a strong finish to claim the gold with a time of 1 minute and 48.80 seconds. In fact, just like many of our athletes in athletics this edition, they are juggling both their studies and training, which we all know can be quite tough. So it is quite impressive what they're able to do. Moments later, another gold moment. followed in the women's 800 meters. It was her first SEA Games appearance. 16-year-old Naomi Cesar delivered a fearless run to win gold, crossing the line in 2 minutes and 10.2 seconds. And you know what, Boom and Pow, what made this moment even more special? Naomi is chasing the same dream as her older sister, Malaya Cesar, who has just advanced to the gold medal match in women's football. She also shared that her drive comes from her family, of course, following in the footsteps of her dad, who happens to be a former SEA Games athlete himself, or former as well. With the gold medals, they are just setting the tone, and the podium finishes just kept coming tonight. In the women's 400-meter hurdles, it was a double podium for Philippines as Robin Brown, that you can see on your screen, and Lauren Hoffman. They delivered silver and bronze. Lauren, our Filipina Olympian, she had a season best of 57.75. While endurance took center stage in the men's 3,000 steeplechase, where Janelle Cobotia powered through to earn bronze, finishing 8 minutes and 58.34 seconds. But you know, earlier in that day, one that really surprised me was the men's long jump, as January Ubas posted a season best of 7.64 meters, while teamwork, of course, closed the night with the women's 4x100 meter relay with Christina Knott, Zion Rose Nelson, Jessica Rose Lawrence, and Lian Diana Pama. We still have a lot more of athletics tomorrow as we close it tomorrow. Meanwhile, that was the women's heptathlon that Sara De Quinan. She sits third overall as of now with 3,111 points after day number 1. They are only 3 in this event, so we are assured of a medal tomorrow, but we can expect our Philippine athlete to fight through her last 3 events to finish strong. And of course, we can't forget our men's pole vault finals featuring EJ Obiana.
Almost forgot.
Is looking really set to keep the momentum going, guys.
Oh, he's a familiar name. Unfortunately, Bea, we're running out of time, but they really appreciate the updates, and we'll get to you with more updates in the upcoming days. Maraming salamat, Bea. And that was our correspondent, Bea Escudero, who gave us an update on our track and field athletes, including the much-awaited debut tomorrow of EJ Obiena.
And we have more stories from our athletes and a sneak peek at Team Philippines' upcoming events when we come back here on Tibay at Tatag. Mas pinalakas sa Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates, powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025.
So 12.467, not as high as her first, but she is current. Already know a lot, but you know, the little intricacies, the little how you can play with the rules to
The .01.
Yes.
I like the smoothness of the moves of
She's
Ali.
the only one actually who does that 3 series that gets her a series bonus. It's 3 moves connected to each other.
That was what Joy Valentine.
At the 2025 Southeast Asian Games continues here on Tibay at Tatag. Mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates, powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025.
Now, the fight continues for many of our athletes tomorrow, December 16. We start off with our Alas Pilipinas men's volleyball team, who will try to stay undefeated when they face their 2019 finals rivals Indonesia tomorrow at 1:30 in the afternoon. Then at 4 p.m., 4 of our boxers hope to stay in the fight for gold when J. Brian Baricuatro, Ophelia Magno, Flint Hara, and Riza Paswit step into the ring starting at 3 p.m.
We have one more weightlifter who will compete at the regional showcase, John Tabique, and he will see action at 4 p.m. And then at 5, we have more athletics events, including men's pole vault, where all eyes will be on two-time Olympian and three-time defending SEA Gold medalist, EJ Obiena.
Now, those are just some of the athletes seeing action tomorrow. Now, if you're a fan of Philippine sports, it's like Christmas came a few days early because you get a chance to see all of these athletes compete at the Southeast Asian Games.
And of course, you can catch all of our athletes that we just mentioned and more at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games on One Sports Plus, RPTV, and on Signal Channel 261, as well as the One Sports YouTube account. There's also the Pilipinas Live app for many more events and content from the SEA Games. You can also support our Filipino athletes by visiting and logging in to our website, arenaplus.ph, for users 21 and above. Check out our community page for other updates as well. All right, that wraps up another memorable day for Team Philippines here on Tibay at Tatag. Mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates, powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Bring home the win. Support our national athletes as they represent the country at the Southeast Asian Games. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Paulo De Rosario. Stay tuned for more of our updates tomorrow and the coming days as we continue to tell the stories of our athletes at the Southeast Asian Games.
So 12.467, not as high as her first, but she is current